Grace be unto you and peace from God our Father and from the Lord Jesus Christ. I was glad when they said to me, let us go into the house of the Lord. I'm Father Steve Sellers, and thank you so much for tuning in today for this brief daily message of hope. I want to just make a mention about this day in history, this July the 13th, pretty famous day in U.S. history. It was on this day, July the 13th in 1960, that the Democrat Party nominated John F. Kennedy as their nominee for President of the United States. And that's interesting because I was alive then, and I remember a good part of that. My dad was in the news business, and we watched the news, and we read newspapers, and I started reading papers when I was very small. And if you don't know what a newspaper is, go ask your grandparents. It's something that used to be delivered on your front porch that was made out of paper. Never mind. That's another story. But it was important because one of the songs that was played inaugurating Kennedy's new campaign for president was that old song from 1929, Happy Days Are Here Again. That song was actually the theme song, the unofficial anthem during the 1932 campaign where Franklin Roosevelt was running for President of the United States in the Democrat Party. And that became his theme song almost by accident. One of the wonderful little tidbits of history is that Roosevelt's preferred anthem was the naval hymn, Anchors Aweigh. And when Roosevelt was giving his nomination speech at the Democrat convention in 1932, he gave a dreary, dull speech, and they started playing a dirge of Anchors Aweigh that sounded downbeat and slow. And somebody said, for God's sake, play something else. And so this song from 1929 was a popular song made for a movie. And they started playing Happy Days Are Here Again for FDR in the midst of the Great Depression. And so it has a wonderful history. It was written by Milton Ager and the lyrics by Jack Yellen. And the words are simple. Happy days are here again. The skies above are clear again. So let's sing a song of cheer again. Happy days are here again. That song has appeared and been performed in more than 80 Hollywood movies. It's on 76 different albums, record albums. And again, if you don't know what a record album is, no, I won't go there again either. Ask your grandparents. Including a version in 1962 by Barbra Streisand, which was in honor of John F. Kennedy. And so on this day, we remember that. And let us remember that as followers of the Lord, who seek to make positive changes in the world today, brought about by compassion and love, not by force or violence. We seek to make the world a better place, one person at a time, as we encounter that one person at a time in our daily pursuit of the Lord's way and the Lord's path that we seek to follow. But let us remember that we look to Him first. We don't look to governments first. We look to the Lord first. And I was reading this morning the great Psalm 121, that was actually sung in Israel as the people ascended their way into the temple in Jerusalem. It's considered a psalm of ascents, ascending up the steps into the temple of the Lord. The very next psalm, Psalm 122, is also a psalm of ascents. And I use the first two verses of that with every broadcast here, where it said, I was glad when they said to me, let us go into the house of the Lord. That's part of the joy of our faith, is that we look to the Lord and rejoice. Psalm 121 says this, I lift up my eyes to the hills. From where comes my help? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. He will not let your foot slip. He who watches over you will not slumber. Indeed, he who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord watches over you. The Lord is your shade at your right hand. The sun will not harm you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord will keep you from all harm. He will watch over your life. The Lord will watch over your coming and going, both now and forevermore. Remember that the Lord who watches over you has a very close vantage point to you. He's right there with you. And so trust in Him, look to Him, turn to Him, and be joyful in Him. No matter what's going on in the world around us, the Lord has got this under His control. And we're still called as His children to take His joy and love and share it in a world that is just drowning in sadness and sorrow. Lift up your eyes to the hills. Happy days are here again. God bless you, and I hope to see you here tomorrow.